let's continue with today's session. So we will look at this and look at some library functions which we imported and then do some string concatenation, okay, some operations on strings, and essentially look at slicing and go through a couple of assignments, and this will be your read up. Okay, now let's start. So I want to start by doing something here. So what is it that I want to do? I believe if I project it from Notepad++ is more legible. Someone actually highlighted that. It's like, sir, when you project from here, it's legible than when you actually run it from the idle. Okay. So I will show from the idle ones. Okay. So the ideally says, okay, before this actually, I wanted to show you something here. Before this one, okay. I think I did not put it. Okay, here. This was what I wanted to show you. Okay. So basic examples of what while loop, right? A practical use case and use of this and string whatever slicing with assignments. Okay, your homework. And I want to make this clear, please. For most of you that are not from this college, MITM, right? So you mustn't, because people were like, no, sir, we have lots of assignments to do, so we are not able to do your assignments. This is fine. Please remember, since I'm not going to evaluate you guys, right? Please make sure you complete whatever your professors are giving you in your college. Please. Don't say you are busy doing this challenge and then you now had to have a low CGPA. Okay, I wouldn't want to hear that, right? So because of that, I want you guys please to pay attention to whatever your professors are teaching you in the college, okay? And complete their assignments first before you get to this one. Now, somebody was asking, sir, okay, where can we download the assignments from? Now, I have not updated many of them, okay, but today I will try my best, okay, to update that. But please let me know. I'll just look at the chat box here. How many of you at least knows how to download the code? See, not you submitting yours now. At least you can download the code from GitHub. If you can do that, if you know how to download the code from GitHub, just type I. I'm looking at the chat box now. I open this GitHub. You know how to just download the code from GitHub. Just type I. Now, you might say, okay, sir, it will prompt me to create an account. Creating an account, I think, is very, very easy. The only problem you might get is when you want to add something to your account, right? Which we call your repository. Okay, Amit, thank you. So please listen, there are about 100 plus, 113 actually. Okay, I have seen only Amit said I. So let me wait for some time, maybe there will be some delay. Okay, if that is the case, permit me to complete whatever I'm doing today. Tomorrow again, we start from the basics. In that case, I will use a genuine email ID, not just a random email ID. Create this so that you will have this. And you know the reason why we are actually emphasizing on this, right? Because it is your assignment. Example, it will sit there forever unless you delete this, right? I have not committed anything for the past 3 days. So I will also show you how to commit this. That I will take some time tomorrow, maybe 30 minutes or so, 40 minutes. Because so far, only Amit says he knows. I believe some of you, at least 15 or 20 of you, knows how to do this, okay? But no worries, we are going to do it together tomorrow, all right? Fine. So for now, don't worry about the assignment. I will send it in the group itself, okay? Having said that, I believe I have covered many of the things I want to say, right? So let's start with the while loop with practical example, okay? Now I'm going to comment out something and I want you to look at this code. You know what while condition is used for, while loop is used for. While, as the name suggests, we have to repeat block of code until the condition becomes what? False. As long as the condition is true, it will keep repeating the what? That block of code. I gave an example. If I say while true, why don't I type it? I said here, okay, let me remove this guy and just here. Before that, something we did, right, to print an infinite loop, right? So we said while something, okay, while true, very simple, you have to print what? Print hello, anything, or print 1. Now, obviously, this will never terminate, but at least let's do something that will terminate, right? So, as long as this condition is true, it will be printing this. Now, when will this one terminate actually? Okay, so some application use case is this. Please just look at this program properly and try to think what this program is doing actually. If I ask you what will be the output of this program, sorry, you cannot speak back to me, all right? But in case if you're using a laptop, right, you can quickly chat. I believe majority of you are using your laptop, I think. Okay, I am pretty sure about Amit. I think even Renin also, you are using your laptop. Okay, so in case if you're using your laptop, just try, don't run it for now, please, and look at why am I actually using while not. Why can't I use, you got the point, not equal to, like this? Why can't I use not equal to? Because we saw it as a logical operator. I will explain, okay? I will explain why we are using this. And one thing for most of you who are programming should remember is you should use variable names that are meaningful. Now, this is an empty string. This is an empty string, right? That means nothing is inside it. As long as this person, please listen, I did not enter anything, yes or no? While it is not equal to what? Name. If I enter the name, it will have to say, okay, first thing, please look here. As long as this holds true, ask me to enter my name. And please listen, I want you to rewrite this program such that you use only one line of code. For most of you that don't know what I'm saying, you know definitely we can say name equal, right? And we have done it over and over. Input, something like that, okay? So input, then enter your name, okay? Something you can do like this, okay? Enter your name, fine. So let's continue first. Now, in this case, it will now ask you, please listen, if I enter the name, it stores it in this variable name, no problem. That means now the name is no longer empty, right? It now say how many guests will be visiting. And this guest, obviously, I have to typecast it. Otherwise, it will throw an error. I cannot concatenate this with that, right? Just print some message. You should have enough room for all your guests. And I want to highlight this again. About 5 or 6 of you said, since we are starting, okay, we are beginners, that they want to have access to the books which I'm using, okay? And that is actually very good, is a very good observation, because I am not making up everything, right? Definitely I'm referring to resources online, I'm using books. Hence, most of the materials which I've used, I'm going to push it out also, okay? So don't worry. All of them, and by the time we commit this challenge, you'll be surprised we have referred more than 5 different books. I believe some of you now must have noticed that I use this from a particular author, all right? So, but in between, again, I'll use from another author. I'll mix and match most of the things. Fine? No problem. All the books we referred definitely will be in the repository as reference materials. So you can use them, and I will try to highlight the page numbers also so that it becomes easy for you to know exactly what we are discussing or what we discuss in an online session. Now, let's run this and see what happens. And then I will throw more light on why I use this, okay? It's actually a special case called what? This is a special case. Using this is a special case called what? AKA the truth and the false values. So they are called the truth versus false values, okay? So why actually? Why don't you think this makes more sense? It's readable, right? So I'm going to remove this now, no problem. Then now highlight. Sorry guys, the honking is crazy. Okay. Now yes, Amit told me something yesterday and I refused to do that. Okay. So that comes. Now here, enter your name. Please listen. Remember the true condition, right? Is what? Empty. So I'm going to press enter. I did not enter anything, okay? It's telling me again, enter your name. I'll press enter. Okay, enter your name. Please listen. I'll press 0. 0, not letter O. I press the number 0. How many guests will be visiting? I will say, okay, maybe enter. Now there is an error. Invalid detail for this. Please listen. Try to bias your program, okay? Try to fool it, okay? Because first thing, when I entered 0, okay, when I entered 0, actually, 0 should have been treated as an empty string, right? Yes, so if it is empty, again, it should have actually prompted me to enter. Let's look at the true condition first. I'm sorry, yeah, the first condition, because we said why not. Okay, so enter your name. Let me enter something now, Victor. Enter. How many guests will be visiting? I'll say, okay, maybe, please look here, 34. But it says be sure to have enough room for all the guests. This program is actually not intelligent. Please listen. Though this is what I wanted, let me run this again. Then you'll understand what I'm trying to explain. I run this again. Fine. Now come here. Okay. Now say F5. Take from the last one. Start from beginning. Please listen. Now I'm going to do this and just watch what happens. Enter your name. I will say, okay, Amit is there. Why will I use my name? Now, Amit, how many guests will be visiting? Even if Amit says 2, it will say be sure to have enough room for the guests. You got the point now. Hence, you have to check. Please listen here. Okay, extend this program. Please don't ask me what the assignment is, because we are developing this together. We are building the skills that will set us up as what? Software developers. This was some basic program that the author used to illustrate a concept, but we have seen that this program now is not intelligent. Can we add intelligence to it? Everybody knows that. When do you say guests, that you have big guests? Catch the condition here. If the number of guests, you got my point, is greater than 10, say you have a big guest. If it is between, let's say, medium, whatever, you got what I'm saying, guys? If you understood what I'm saying, just type Y, only Y, and everybody can type Y. Modify this program such that you create your own conditions. Please ensure you comment it out. Example, if print, no need to worry, no need to worry, no need to worry. Just coin your own, okay? No need to worry. If guests, number of guests, if number of whatever guests, G-U-E-S-T, is less than 5. You got the point. So if the number of guests is between 5 to 10, say, wow, do you have enough rooms? Or start preparing now. Then if the number is more than maybe like 10, you say, obviously, be ready to have enough room for that, right? Fine. So what happened here? In the first case, when I entered empty, obviously, it's like fine. This, the same thing actually, this defaulted to what? D-E-F-A-U-L-T, like default. Is the same thing as when I enter 0. Let's check this. First one, enter your name, I enter 0. Now, if I entered 0, sorry. Okay, enter your first name, 0 again. How many guests will be visiting? Okay, maybe 0. Okay, let me say, okay, maybe 3 or whatever. Okay, be sure to have enough room. This is not what I wanted. So please listen. In this case, if you didn't enter anything, it will keep prompting you until you enter a value. Okay, and now, why this condition? Why did I use this why not? So you see, it's very easy, right? When I say while it is not, than when I use the word while not. This this type of condition, not equal to, right? Like not equal to. Okay. Now, this is one thing, okay, which I want you to take care of. Modify this program such that you capture all the other words possibilities. First thing. Now, there may be a time, okay, you want a particular, and we normally encounter this, right? You have written a program, and you want the user to type Y to exit and type N to continue. Please listen. These concepts, we are going to modify. You have to please listen. Second one, I needed to use this system.exit method, okay? Two things you can do without using the inbuilt method. I hope you are listening. Very simple. Check if the user, what the user types is exactly equal to. So you can say if, I'm typing here, Nick Chewala. Okay, let me type it here. Before using this, you can say here, if whatever character the user enters, okay, is exactly equal to, now look here, small y, you can take capital Y, okay, or, because I remember some yesterday, I think when we are dealing with maximum and minimum of, I mean, maximum of two numbers, right? Someone gave the method, right? The inbuilt method max, exactly. So for now, try to capture this by using conditions. If it's exactly equal to y or what? Small y, okay? You now tell them, okay, press Y to exit, or yes to exit, and no to continue. You got the point. So you have to check. That means this is this, and or CH is exactly equal to. That means that you need to ask this from the user. Sorry if you, some of you are, maybe most of you that are entirely new to programming, but I believe you're able to understand what I'm saying. So if you now check the other condition, by that time you must have said that CH is equal to what? Say you ask them to enter a character, okay? So you use input to capture it. You got the point? Use the input method to whatever take in whatever the user is going to send, okay? And then you check. That is one way. Now the next is using inbuilt method, okay? So this is present in what? Sys what library. So we are going to import it. Then while true, you remember this is already an infinite loop. We have seen it before. So we ask this person to type exit to quit. Now the response will be whatever he types, right? Whatever he types. Now you told him to type exit to quit, okay? And let's see whether he's going to type exit or not. So we run this program. So I'm going to close this and then start this afresh, F5. Okay, fine. Now, keep it there. Now, it says type that to quit. Maybe I'll type EX. You have entered EX. We want to tell the user we printed something that he entered this, but we want him to type exit completely. Now, remember we captured it here. If whatever he typed as a response corresponds to what we asked him to enter, fine. Now, this will keep happening. Maybe he typed you enter that, type it to exist. He types N. Okay, let me try typing 0. Please listen, guys. What do you think will happen? Okay, let me type O, a letter O. No problem, you enter letter O. Now, let me type 0 as a number. What do you think will happen? I want you to think alongside with me, okay? Think. As I enter this, it says you entered 0. Did you expect this to throw an error? Did you expect it to throw an error? No way, because by default, it is what? A string. So both 0 and O is treated as strings. Fine? If you, unless, now look here, what if I type E capital XIT? Again. So I must type the same corresponding to whatever is there. Fine? Done. Then only it comes out. Now what I want you to do, please look at this, okay? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when we tap this, indent this. Okay, push it inside. I hope you're able to see what I just did now. Okay, and then I'll run this again. Enter. Fine, no problem. Type exit to this. Now I'll type U, type EX, IT, now exit. So you now think actually, where should this be placed? Please listen. Should this be placed how it was before, like this? I mean, under if, okay? Or should it be placed here? Now remember, one thing with Python, okay, how about this side? Okay, one thing with Python is it strictly follows your indentation, right? That whenever you type something, okay, if you didn't follow the code block, you are likely to get an error. And you might think, okay, fine, I did not get any error. What are you actually saying, right? So if this did not throw an error, let's see this condition now. Okay, please listen. This is done. Let's enter type to exit. I'll enter U. I'll enter EXIT. Okay. Now this works. Okay. But whenever we typed, look here. Did you notice something? Whenever we typed all this, it was not printing this block of code in both cases. This case, I hope you're able to see what I'm demoing actually. This case, it will quit, no problem, but it is not seeing this block. Because inside this if, as long as this is not true, it should print this message. But what is it saying here? As long as this is not true, I don't know what you should do. It's not seeing this side only. That's why, see here, nothing was printed. I'm going to repeat this once again. I push, initially it was here, okay? Tab, okay, it was here, okay? Now, I run this. And whenever I enter something that was not what it asked, please remember we are here now, we are here, okay? Whenever I entered whatever that was not what it asked, it will print, you have entered this guy, okay? So I will quit this by typing exit, and that's it. Next, when I push this guy out actually, or inside this if condition, definitely is not seeing this block of code. Hence, when I run this now, I did not get anything. Please watch here. Type exit to do. It's not seeing, it's not printing this. That's what I want you to take care of. The same thing actually you can check. Please listen. When you are running assignments, please, or going through the program, don't just execute it without asking questions. Okay? Because as the complexity of our application increases, then it becomes difficult for us to debug and track the changes. Now, let's look at other things which we have for you today. Save this. So far, any questions, guys? All right. Now, let's look at something else. Okay. Here I said, please listen. Basically, we normally do some stuff. I will remove this from here, where we ask you to write some programs that print some particular form of text a number of times. And you might be wondering, okay, what are those things actually? We know we have been using the concepts of strings for quite some time now. Okay, so let's see here. Now, I call it day 6 underscore something.py. So I will open it in the appropriate idle. Okay. So day 6 underscore all, yes, it should be here. Okay. Now look at it here. I will remove this now. You want to print some blank lines a number of times. Easy, right? If I ask you to print hello 5 times, what you can do? Hello, hello. For most of you that are starting out, Control C, you come down, hello, Control V, done, Control V. What if I ask you to print it 1,000 times? Please listen. Print hello 1,000 times. How will you achieve that? Yes? Fine. Or print it on a new line. We are going to see another operator which we call SEP. We're going to see this operator. I don't know. Should I call it an operator or should I call it a variable actually? Should I call it equals what? This, an empty string. We will see this, okay? When do we use this? We will see it soon, all right? Now, since we know the concept, see, we are talking about string. So we know string find is this data type that always we use for almost everything, right? By default, whatever you enter using your input statement or whatever is what converted as a string only by default. Hence, you have to do your explicit type conversion. So what you can do to print hello 1,000 times, you can actually do what now? Multiply it by 1,000. Please remember, let me add this. Let's do one thing here because we said we treat concatenation before we treat multiplication. And I think we did that previously. I can't remember if it was in this class. So we want to print this 1,000 times. To avoid running out of space, let's print it 10 times. Okay. Now, if you're going to print it 10 times, I deem it fit to comment out the remaining because I don't want you to focus on these guys. Yes. So this I have commented out and let's run this now. Okay. Enter. Now, you see here, it printed this. Hello, 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 whatever. But that's not what we wanted actually. We wanted it to be on a new line. You got the point? Please listen. Hello, hello, hello like this. I want you now, please look here, to print this in such a way that this hello will be in a new line. Okay? Oh, sorry, another program is running, prompting me to enter your name. That is this one. Okay, so I will kill this now. I'll kill it. and then I'll comment this out because I don't want to explain that for now. Okay, so yes, so you got the point. In case if you want to print spaces also in between the first program, or let's say the first hello and other words hello, you can actually use /n to do that, no problem. And that is what this is going to do. Okay, so let's say I want to print this, and in between I want to give some space also, no problem. So this is what extension of your string concept, but this is not what we want to do. Now let's look at a practical scenario. Now look at this. This says, this is an example that repeatedly asks the user to enter what? A letter. Okay? Now look here. And builds up a string. Okay. Now, builds up what? A string. What is the string actually? The string can be, please listen, any type of whatever character which you want to compare. Example, if you see this A, E, I, O, U, that means that I should only check if whatever the user enters belongs to A or E or I or O or U. If that is the case, I only should add them up. Initially, the string is empty. That means by default it is S equals what? 0. S is 0. Now I'm going to add this up. So the first case it encountered A, it says, okay, fine, add it to 0, it becomes 1. So A will be printed once. If I enter B, it will not touch B because B failed to meet any of these conditions. Now you might say, why are we using for loop? Now you remember we want this, we know, right, the condition, the terminating condition. We want this to execute 10 times, and we saw this yesterday. So starting from 0 to 9, index 0 to 9. Now let me comment this guy out and let's see. It's closed there. Now let's run this program and see what happens. Okay. Now if this is there, not if this is there, I want you to see this. Enter a letter. I'm going to enter C. Sorry, I entered nothing. C, second, third one. A, maybe I'll enter M, I'll enter L, I'll enter I, maybe I'll enter 8, I'll enter E, I'll enter Z. How many times? I'll enter N. Done. Okay? Please look here. It ran 10 times, including the empty space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No problem. Now, what it printed was only this. Okay? A, E, I. Now, please look here. Let's make this system intelligent. Ask the user to, let's say you want to print bro or matcha. So only when the person enters bro as a string, as a character. Oh, we forgot this. Please look here. What happens when you said enter a letter? Please listen. The person enters a character. Whenever you run a program, see, we just printed I, or whatever. Or you want to say bro, or you want to print anything, you can call it anything. So you have to print it only after a number of times. You select only those. So you can use this to build small application also. Now leave this apart. Let's say you ask the user to enter a character and the user enters string hello, first one. Man, second one. Woman, third one. Boy, girl. I believe you understood what I'm trying to do now. Girl, okay? Because, see, anybody can fool the system, yes? So, hi, 80, 90, whatever, 87, whatever, me, you, anything. Now, what was printed? So, you see, we have ended up fooling this system. Guys, did you get this? So we ended up fooling this system because a user can enter this. Now, what is your assignment? I want this program. See, the funny part is this, when I give, you will say, okay, sir, how do we submit? Okay? But because of that, since only one response till now was from Amit, that means all of you didn't even know how to download. Talk more of how to upload to GitHub. Hence, I will do that. such that you don't bombard me with lots of words, assignments. You keep it there and keep maintaining this. Seriously, it's gonna you live to remember this actually, because you will know that during the time of your 50 days of Python challenge that you actually learned to think differently, right? And to build something which is actually nice. Fine. Now, can you modify this such that, please listen, when I enter this, it says enter only character before it enters inside the for loop, before it starts accepting. Okay, before it starts performing this operation, okay, and checking, whatever I enter here, first of all, check if it is something. Now, that will lead us to something which I have not taught you. We have to check the length of the string. No problem. We will come to that later, okay? So we will use some inbuilt function to help us. But for now, think how you can actually work on this program. Is it possible? Can you ensure that if this person enters a number, you tell enter only character, okay? This is one case. And another case is if he enters a string, you say only characters are allowed, only one letter. Fine. Next. So this is done. Let's move to the next thing. So what we have to do to the next thing is, let's look at this example. The example says you write a program, I'll maximize this. You write a program that prompts the user for a string. Please look here. And prints out the location of each string. Okay? Print out the location of each string. Now, I think before I do this, I need to explain some concepts. Shall we? Quickly. So let's explain something, because if you have not written today, I don't feel happy. Now, what have we seen so far actually? We have seen concatenation operation. Okay, sir, you did not even explain concatenation. How did we see it, right? And we actually saw repetition, right? Repetition. What did we do with repetition? Use asterisk. Example, hello, asterisk 5, prints it what? 5 times. Concatenation, if we say hello plus 5, it will give an error. However, if we say hello, whether double or single quote also will work, plus 5, it will give us what? Hello 5. Because both of them are strings. You got the point? Next. If we say hi plus 4 plus u, hi for you, okay? And you put this as maybe double quote also, no problem. And then you put this. What do you think will happen? The same error will be propagated because this is of type int and those two are of type what? String. Hence, you have to precede this also, no problem, enclose them in that. Fine? And because of this, okay, we have actually seen something which we used, which I did not explain. Did you notice there's a different concept here, which is called what? Inoperator. Look here. In this program, did you see this? For I in, we saw range function yesterday, no doubt, right? We saw range of length of whatever you printed, okay? So, okay, I used it in the second program, sorry, for I in range of 10. That was what I wanted to explain, right? So what is that Inoperator? What is it actually? So Inoperator Inoperator tries to answer that question, whether a character or whether a string or whether a number is present. Let's start with a character. A character is present in a string. So we call it Inoperator. So what this guy will check, as you have seen, for what? Car in maybe like name. So this car is asking me, is this character present in this? Example, if A is in maybe like name. Name is a string. Yes, right? True, because A is here. Now, but we want to print the location of A. You got the point? So that is what we want to do now. So before we print the location, everybody knows that indexing starts from 0. I don't want to make assumptions again. I'm sorry about that. So let's look at indexing and we take some examples to explain that. I have a string which I call, please look here, Amit, A-M-I-T, Amit, don't feel bad. So Amit is a string. Now I want to start and check something here, very important. Please look here. This we can frame some question. First question, what is the first character? What is the first character? Second question, what is the last? Third, what is the middle? Fourth, what is the second to the last? The second to the last character, last card. 5, print this pattern, print this pattern, this output. What I want you to print is IT. I want you to get only IT from Amit. That I want you to print only IT. And I want you to convert it to uppercase. Don't worry. We will look at the string methods. Okay, for now, print IT. So you can answer this question if you know little about Python. But if you are new to this, no problem. The first character, we will now say S of what? 0. Did you agree? Gives us A. Done. The last character, please listen. Since we know the length of the string Amit, we can actually say S of what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Agreed. It will give me this TH. However, let's say I accepted this at runtime. I'll say S equal input, enter the name. And instead of Amit now, I entered the Sharat. I entered Sharat. So Sharat is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Len of S here is 7. Len of S here is 5. Now, we don't know the character, right? Hence, this will fail us because we don't know. What if you enter my name, which is this guy, which is 8? Now, we don't know the length, right? So what we can do is, we now say, take the last character, which has the index of what? -1. So irrespective of whatever you enter, this will return H here. This will return H there. This will return I there. I hope this makes sense now. Now you know the reason why we cannot always use the first approach. Fine. So the middle, please listen. In this case, we now need to go and say S of what? Please listen. S of what? 0 for Amit 1, 2. But what happens when I say S of colon? Close it. See, all these things will make sense as we begin to build applications. So what happens when we use this now? S of what? Colon. Can somebody just type in the chat box? What will be the output, please? Colon. This is colon. In Nigeria, we say topom, full stop above, full stop below. Can anybody tell me what happens when we do this? Okay, it returns the entire string. Fine, returns the entire string. If it returns the entire string, we are going to use this now practically somewhere. That means if I want to return second to the last, right? If -1 returns the last, that means what? -2, S of what? -2 will return what? Second to the last. And if I want to take IT, that is what is called string slicing. Now, why do I call it mostly array? Because it follows the nomenclature of arrays, indexing starting from 0. Why does index start from 0? I don't know. It's a nomenclature. Everybody is following that. Fine. Okay. Now, let's go here. So, if I want to print this now, that means I need to start from somewhere and I need to stop at somewhere. Let's look at this. So, S of, let's count, 0, 1, 2. I need to start from 2, colon. Now, 3, 4. I need to stop at 4. Please listen. It's not going to print ITH because it will do -1 here. So it's actually 2 to 3. That's why it will return IT. It will return this. Fine. Because of that, let's look at other concepts of slices. Please don't take notes while I'm teaching. You can just listen, and the video is always there, right? You can actually do that. Or if you have your laptop, you can take screenshots, and if you want to ask questions, you ask. So let's look at some code snippets here. Okay, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Snippets or code snippets, whatever. And then we want to ask, okay, what will this result? What will it yield? Yield something. Okay, and what will be the little description? So to make it clear, crystal clear, let's take a string. Okay, so that string is technology. So we take a string s and equals what? Tech. Okay, I can type in small letter, no problem. Type in small letter, technology. Now, let's start indexing technology, okay? Index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. No problem. Quickly. So if I say S of 2:5, I'm looking at the chat box, guys. I don't know, maybe a network issue or something. I'm looking at my phone as well. Please, can you just type something, guys? It looks so funny, like I'm just talking to myself. 2 to 5. What do you think will be the output from technology? Anybody? What will it yield? Quickly. Okay, I'll be typing. If I make mistake, don't blame me. I'll be writing something. If I make mistake, don't blame me. Okay, fine. Since you don't want to help out, I will only tell whatever I feel like. Okay, fine. So 2 inclusive, and it will stop before 5. So it will return what? CHN. So you can say returns. Please look here. Returns, that is characters at what? Indices. Please look here. Index is singular form. Singular. Indices is plural. Plural form. So you can say indices or characters index. Thank you so much. 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 2, 3, 4 exactly. Thank you. So quickly, since you responded now, can you respond and tell me what this will return? What the second one will return? Punima? Only Punima is responding. Joy is telling hi, sir. Okay, I think you typed that before. Just now is coming. I'm getting the response. Sorry about that. Okay, yes. Okay, somebody is messaging me on WhatsApp. Sorry, I cannot take your name. Yes. So now you see, okay, now this will take everything, right? From the beginning till that. So this will return TECHN. Okay, tech anyway. Now let's look at something here. And you know, when I say this, it will return technology. Fine. Technology, no doubt. And now, when I say this, S of what? Please listen. I'm going to start from an index. I'm going to stop at an index. And I'm going to take another argument. Can somebody tell me what this is going to return? Yes. Divyash, yeah, thank you, Tanya. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how about this? Sorry, I think there's also delay in between, so I will not blame you guys because I'm streaming live. So in this case, if you have this 1, 8 and stuff, the third argument is your step size. Step. By default, step is 1. Hence, if I go back to the first code, I can modify it as :1. It will still return the same thing. Okay? So this is the same thing now as jump twice. So what this will do, it will first of all return T. Okay. Now E will not be returned. It moves to C. Sorry, I'm using caps lock, okay, to make it visible. Then H will not be returned. It goes to N. Please, we have not reached that 8, okay. O will not be returned. It goes to L. G will not be returned. It comes to Y, but it will not return Y. Maybe 1, 3, 5, 7. Yes. E, H, O, O. Okay. Yes, yes. Where is that EH? Oh, anyway. Okay. Please remember, okay, this will jump. TECH, yes, exactly. I think now it's coming. THNLG, fine. Okay, THNL. Okay, sorry. I think G will not be there. TCNL, GTCNLG. Okay, are you following? Sorry, yes, thank you. TC. Thank you so much. I wrote E. Thank you for pointing that out. TCNLG. Thank you so much. See. You see? Thank you, Punima. TCNLG. Exactly. That's brilliant. Okay. So you see, this is what will be returned. Absolutely. Now, what happens when I take this? Colon, minus 1. What do you think will return? Okay. I think, Punima, your network is nice now. Can you just tell us what it will return? What do you think this will return? Quickly. So this is a way of reversing a string. Okay, so instead of you to use the inbuilt method or reverse, you can actually reverse the string. So it gives you what? Y, G, O, L, whatever, till T. So this reverses the string. So you see, without an inbuilt method, we have actually reversed this string. That's done? Fine. So I'm going to demo some stuff now. Okay, and then we will wind up with that. Okay, and before I demo that, I need us to look at some string methods. What are string methods? So far now you have seen only one method called as what? Len, right? So let's look at what? Methods. And only those methods you have to read up. Okay, I'm not going to explain everything, only out methods and their meaning. Okay, so the first method we have seen is called len. So this returns the length of the string. Another one is called lower. This gives us the lowercase. Yes, thank you, technology. Amit, brilliant. Yeah, good. All of you got that? Cool. Okay. Now, another one is called replace. Now, replaces something with another. So this replaces X with Y. Okay. So this is replacing. Sorry, this is replacing, I don't know how to call it. This is being replaced. Okay, so Y is replacing X. Example, let's say you want to find all occurrences of A, E, I, O, U and replace it with B, C, D, E, F. And we are going to do this now. Okay, you can actually use this to build what? What do you call it? A ciphering application in which somebody enters something. You look for occurrences of something and replace that so that the word entered or the sentence entered becomes unintelligible. Okay, you know what I mean. Now, one of the things you should understand in this case is what we call the is alpha method, because there's an application we will run now, a simple app we will run now, and we use that is alpha. So you know count, obviously, counts the number of occurrences of X. Please, it's not like len. If I say count X, count the number of occurrences of X in a given string. Index, we may not have used, but index returns the location of this. We will use it now. We will enter, say, Aguasi, and we return the location of Aguasi. So location means what? It is number. So this will return, if I say location of A, sorry, please, location of A in Aguasi is going to return 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now, if I want to replace this, then I will replace the locations of this. Fine. And for now, I think I talk about is alpha, and then we stop with that and go to the demo. Is alpha. So what is alpha will do actually? It will check, this is very important, whether every character you entered is a letter. Okay. So this checks whether every character, so I write this checks for the presence of, so starting will be from E, right? Okay, Daniel, actually previous answer is ENO because you have taken, oh yes, exactly. Okay, yes, so we will execute that and we check. Okay, yes, actually you are right. Okay, because we took that, right? But no, it should not be. Please listen, we will do this now. No, Daniel, no. It will start from the first one. That was right. It will start from the first one and jump 2 steps. That is correct. We will do this, okay? We will do this now. Fine. So why don't we do it, demo it now? So this, let me not deviate, is alpha checks for the presence of what? Characters in a, check for the presence of character in the letter, okay? Or check for the presence of that in the letter, okay, fine. Now let's look at this actually. Let's look at this and see what output is going to give us, okay? So let's quickly assign that, and then let me just run this. Please let me run this, and then from there we just take that, okay? So this writes a program that prompts the user to enter this and print out the location of each of them in that, right? So we check the length of the string, fine. And if it's exactly equal to, I'm looking only for this letter A, I'm going to print that. So from here, we now do the slicing, okay? So I will just print F5, done. Okay, now this guy, fine. Okay, and then let's look at this together. Now I'm going to enter something, AGU, GHASI, fine. I'll get 0 and 5, no problem. Now let's assign something here. Let's say S is equal to what? Technology. Okay, TECHNOLOGY, fine. Now if we say len of S, no problem. We are going to get this much, 10. Now, what is it that we are going to do? We now say S of. So we say 1 colon 8 colon 2. Let's see what is going to give us. Oh, sorry, please. So S of 1 colon 8 colon 2. Okay, cover it. Enter. Now you see, oh yes, EHOO. Okay, you are right. Correct. Okay, so this I didn't actually check it, and yes, I think yes, you deserve a chocolate for this. Good. Okay, so yes, actually, yeah, initially because we are going to jump 2 steps. That's brilliant. Fine. Okay, and then in case if we try that, if we try to check what S contains now, S is containing technology, so we can actually reverse the whole thing, right? So we can say, let's see whether this is going to fail us again, this, that, and then -1, fine, and then close it, fine. This is perfect, right? And then other ones hold true except for this. Thank you for pointing that out. Fine. All right, so next, so you see in the next case, if we actually do this, okay, so we write a program that prompts the user for a string. Please look here, and then double each of the strings. Simple, right? Yes. So each of the string will be doubled. So you might be wondering, okay, if I enter hi, hi will give me hi, hi. Okay. So let's run this quickly. And after we are done with this, then we wind up. Okay. So now here, so it says enter a string. I will now choose Daniel's name. Okay. I will use Shri SHRE. Okay. Now what I'm going to get, please listen. What is happening here? Initially, this is set to empty, right? So the first case, yes, choose that 0, okay, so which is what letter was that? S, first letter, right? And multiply it by 2. Print it. Now, double this. So when I call this double, okay, method, it says, okay, fine. Nothing was there. I printed that. Now I'm going to add this, whatever I get, to the first, to the whatever is the content of this variable, and then I'm going to print it again. So I print this, I print that until I'm done with this, okay? And sorry, what? Yes, exactly. So this will happen as long as, see, look here, please. So if I entered high, obviously to print only 2 times. That was right. So as long as this whatever is contained, as long as the length of that string holds for all the characters that is in this, okay? So SHREE will run 5 times. SHREE. That's why you got this, and you got this, the length here finally is 10. Now, if you want to confirm, you can actually run it with only high, okay? So here, high, I'll just type only high, okay? And you see it run 2 times. You got it? HH and HHII. Fine? Done. Now, next one. You might want to think of, say, okay, you write a program that prompts the user to enter what? Please look here. To enter what? Their name, and print this name in a particular sequence. Please look here. So what is it going to print here? Okay, we want it to print it in a particular order, such that okay, I commented this out. So what? Such that I will check enter your name. Which program executed actually? The other one was enter some text. Okay, this is fine. Okay, such that, please look here, and I said we are going to explain this, right? So if I take out this end, it's going to print it on a new line. The difference between /n, what I mean by /n is this. you have this escape sequence /n, and end line end is like this will print it on the same line. Okay, this end will print on the same line. So what I wanted to do was, let's say I entered this name. Let's run this quickly. You understand what I'm trying to do. So here I'll enter a name. Okay, I will say Dania, DANYA. Now you see only Dania was printed, DDD was printed. Yes, this was the wrong thing I was trying to do. I was trying to find a way to do this. Now what I wanted to do was this, okay? Such that I'll print Dania first with D, next with A, next with DA, DAN, DNYA. So I'll say DANYA. Okay. Now you see D first, next DA, second, third DAN, third, fourth DAN, then fifth one DANYA. You got the point? Fine. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Now, one thing you might do is to look for a program now based on the concepts of string that removes punctuation marks. Please listen. What are punctuation marks? Special characters. You can think that they are special characters. So, yes, we haven't received one yet. Yes, please, attendance. Where are my moderators? Sorry, we have overshot the time. Our moderators, where are you? Okay, yeah, the message, they'll post it soon. Please, guys, please pay attention to this last one. Please, this is very important. Somebody enters something that contains special characters. I want you to remove that special character and print the string. This is called sanity check. In most times when you do data science, it's called attendance. Sure, Sharat, please, it will come now. He says he's sending, okay? Because yesterday she sent it earlier and people left. This is called sanity check, okay? Sanity check. In most cases where, let's say like in data science, where you want to remove some characters that is going to bias your model. So whatever the person enters, I need to convert it to lowercase to avoid mistakes, because capital letter obviously has different ASCII value from lowercase letter. So whatever you enter, okay, I want to convert it to lowercase and then check whether it matches. If it matches, I have to print that, okay? Now, if it did not match, then, not if it matches. If it contains any of these special character, I'm going to replace it with what? Any of these characters with an empty space. I hope you got the point. So replace any of these special characters with nothing. Okay, so you can actually replace it with something now so that you cipher the text. The text becomes unintelligible. Fine. Now let's run this quickly. Now, enter some text with punctuation mark. Let me say hello, this, that. Okay, please don't put hash because I did not check hash here. Hash will see it as a comment. Percentage, this. I wanted to see this, okay, and then star. I want to say star and this and that, okay. Now, please listen, enter. Now, you see hello was printed, but percentage, carat, and star also came out. Why? I did not capture them here. Yes or no? So, if the question here is, you should know all these patterns. Now, let me capture them here now, okay. I'll put this inside there. I put carat symbol there, and then I put a star symbol there, okay. Even now with this, when I run the same text, okay, same text, which was this, I'm copying it, okay. Now I'm going to run this again, okay. Then when I check this now, it should be able to print hello for me without any objection. Enter. Now you see that, okay. So I've ended up filtering this guy out, and this is what I have. Attendance, moderators, please. Okay, so this is done, and the last one, see, this is what we have, and then we wind up. So this last one says, write a program that given a string that contains decimal. Please, this is very important. I want you to print it without the decimal. Okay, there are two approaches to this. If it contains decimal, now many of you from physics background, we know there's something we call what? The epsilon, right? Okay, some very large number, okay, that whatever, or even pi, 22.7, which is 3.142. I want to look for the index of what? Dots in that place, okay, and just remove it and print only the number. Quickly run this, enter. Now I'm going to say 3.142. Enter a decimal number, 3.8 blah 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 blah. Okay, anything, fine. What did I get? I wanted, okay, enter this number, given that the site, oh, sorry, wait, let me see what I did. Okay, I'm print out the decimal, sorry. Please, yes, decimal was what I was looking for. But what I want you to do, please look here, guys. I don't want you to print out the decimal. I want you to print out the number. Please look here. I printed out the decimal. I printed out the decimal value, discarding the number, the real number part. But what I want you to do, modify this such that you will only print what? The real part and leave out the decimal part. And one little thing, which was the ciphering assignment which I was telling you, makes more sense that I show you here, okay? So this is it, and here, I will close all the shell probes. Here I have it here, okay? And it says this is a simpler assignment. Guys, attendance, please. I think I will call them up. Okay, so look here, guys. This is the only thing. I wanted to give it as a major assignment, but I want you to modify this program. Look at this. Looking at this program, what do you think this program will do? I'm checking for anything that contains A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, whatever to Z. I'm going to replace it with something. So please remember, they must be of the same length for you to replace it with this. Enter any message. Please listen. Whatever message you enter, say Victor. Where is V? V will be replaced with, I think, C, something like this. Okay? Now, I will be replaced with something. Then, you now check if every of these character of the string is a letter, right? Find that index and I'm printing it on the same line. And finally, I will print whatever the message is. So this is kind of a smart ciphering project which you can actually do, such that I will just run it in a new file and we are done. Okay, place this here, minimize this, guys. Fine. So this is all we have. Run this one. Okay, save it. Maybe call it in this guy, call it anything. Fine. Day 6 assignment. Fine. Okay, now please look here. Let's enter something. This is all I want you to do. Let me enter Amit Shah. Now look here, look at what we got. So this is the output. Okay, so this might make sense if you work maybe for some, you want to kind of encrypt some stuff. You ask the person, hey, do you know what I even did? I entered Amit Shah. Okay, it was SHAH, right? I think. Now, can you rewrite this program such that it will take this and print the equivalent? Now, this is done. It took this and encrypted it and gave you this. Now, taking this as an input, because if you check the content the variable, I think it is name. I don't know whether it's called name. Let's see. No, the variable is called alphabet. Okay, sorry, hints. Hints will contain this guy. Okay, so alphabet, message, sorry, it's called secret message, guys. See here, it's called secret message, right? Whatever you entered was stored inside a variable called secret message. So I'm going to put it here inside secret message. And then, okay, paste it. Now, yes, this was what it contained, okay? So, though I entered it in this, I converted to lowercase first, fine. And then I now checked this, okay? So, this was what it contained. Amit Shah, fine. And then, with this now, can you decrypt this such that whatever this secret message contained, okay, initially, will return back Amit Shah. Got it? So on this note, I will wind up, but please listen. Now, what I want you guys to do, okay, as soon as this class ends, please, I know many of you attended. I don't know. I think everybody will give them attendance. I don't know. It's not happening today. Please listen. Just go to the chat box, not online now. And oh no, it's fine. Please listen now. Listen. Either we have access to this all this stuff. Just type only I once. That will serve as your attendance. Just type I will have the replay back, and then only those people I will update the attendance. Just type I once. Only I. Please listen. My moderators, I don't know, they are not here. Please type I. Please type I in this chat box now. Just type I. Don't tell anybody now to join. Just type I. That I will serve as your attendance. Type I quickly. Okay, hi, I, letter I. Don't worry. Please don't repeat it again. Don't repeat it again. Just type I. Please don't repeat it. I'm waiting. Okay. Yes, please. I know it's above 8. I'm really sorry, guys. I was waiting for them to do this. Please, I'm sorry. I will not stop streaming until everybody has finished. Please don't repeat. Please don't repeat. And if you type I, please, you are free to leave the session. Thank you so much. Please leave the session. Okay. After that, I will end the streaming. Please don't repeat. Don't repeat. Even if you have finished typing hi, don't repeat, please. Okay, I think, please, once you type I, exit, please, so that I want to see that the count has decreased. In another 1 minute, I will stop streaming. Just type I.